Hi, I'm Mickey Walker, and I want to talk to you this morning about a large area, high volume air scrubber, the HEPA rated AP2000 by X-Power. The AP2000 actually serves two functions. First, when you place it in the center of a room and turn the machine on, it's going to scrub the air. That's why we refer to it as an air scrubber. Air comes into the machine, travels through a series of filters, and one of them is a HEPA filter. The air leaves, and we dump that clean air back into the room, and we continue these air exchanges as long as the machine is running. Second, when the exit air is ducted out of the room, it creates negative air pressure inside the room, and we refer to that as a negative air machine. To do that, you simply attach ducting to the exit wound of the machine and run it out a door or a window, as long as it leaves the building. So what's happening then is we're taking the unfiltered air, running it into the machine over a series of filters. It leaves the machine and travels outside the building, so that building needs to then find other sources of air, which it will do, believe me, and we call that a negative air machine. Let's talk about filter maintenance and filter exchange on the AP2000. To get to the filters, first we're going to remove our filter guard. Next we're going to see that we have two pre-filters. One of them is a lint catcher that's washable, and two, we have another washable pre-filter that's actually like a MERV 7 or MERV 11 pre-filter. Those filters are actually in place to protect and extend the life of our HEPA filter. In order to change our HEPA filter, we notice that we have two aluminum brackets. We're going to give a couple of turns to the top brackets. We're going to give a good couple of turns to the bottom brackets, and then we're going to simply slide a bracket and remove it, and we're going to slide another bracket and remove it. To replace the filters, we're simply going to reverse the process. One, we're going to set the HEPA filter up on and into the machine. Again, remember to keep the gasket on the rear of the machine and follow the airflow on the label on the top of the filter. So, slide the filter all the way to the rear of the machine, nice and snug to the back. Then we're going to take our brackets. These brackets go into a receiver slot on top and all the way over, and then simply tighten up these thumb screws and put the second one in. Tighten those. Very simple. Next, we're going to put in our washable pre-filter, our large particle pre-filter, and then slide the filter guard down inside the machine. Try and do this with one hand, and voila. Simple process, easy to do. All right, I want to go over a few features of the AP2000. I'm going to start, first of all, with this locking steer wheel. So of course there's four casters. Two are stationary, two you can turn. You lock them simply by pressing down like you saw me do with my foot. You release and the unit is able to move around. Next, let's talk about the control panel. You notice we have a recessed AC inlet, and that's where we're going to take our AC cord. We're going to plug it in, and of course the other end goes to 110. Next, we have a power switch. It's a 3-position, 2-speed switch, low and high. So we have low, we have high, and when the unit is in the middle, it's off. Next, you have a 10-amp circuit breaker. That's a very important feature to have on a machine. A lot of manufacturers leave this off and simply rely on the GFI or the circuit breaker on the panel box. We've put one on the machine. It's 10 amp. It protects against electrical shock to the operator and power surges to help protect the motor. And then we have a vacuum gauge. That pressure gauge indicates when it's time to change the filter. When that needle moves between the 300 and 400 mark, it's time to either change the filter Or obviously, maybe you'll have a large plastic bag or something that's blocking any air from coming into the unit. So that pretty much covers the control panel on the unit and special features. And so now let's move on to the next item. All right, let's talk about the maintenance of the AP2000. There's not a whole lot of maintenance that you need to perform. First off, we'll talk about the housing. Just wipe it down with a damp cloth. If you have something that's spilled on it or something, you might want to use a little soapy water. Don't use any harsh chemicals. Next, the filters. There's two pre-filters prior to the air reaching the HEPA filter. These filters are washable. What I like about them is I just kind of hold them up and I use like an air compressor with a little nozzle to blow the dust out. Be sure and do this outdoors and always wear a mask or use some sort of PPE device, because we don't know all the particulates and contaminants that are coming in, and those two filters that you're rinsing out or washing are going to capture a lot of those particles first. The HEPA filter is not a washable filter. It's one that we need to replace. Remember, we talked about that needle hitting between the 300 and 400 mark, indicating it's time to replace that filter. So that's really about it for the maintenance of the unit. So for all your large volume air purification needs, this 2000 CFM Powerhouse is an essential must-have for all your air purification needs. Thanks for watching and have a great day.